Showed up in Kiev. The mission president started driving us around the city. And first of all, you will be exhausted from the time difference, riding in a plane and moving around so much. By the way, the plane ride over there, the plane ride across the Atlantic Ocean is the most painful experience of my entire life. I cannot describe to you. You would have to pay me so much money to volunteer to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. It is not fun. But you get there and you're just immersed. All of a sudden, all this stuff all around you. People are speaking Russian or Ukrainian that you've been learning in the MTC, and you don't understand hardly anything. But you might understand what they write on the stores and things, and you'll feel so good for just being happy when you just see on the store where it says "Продукты," and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I understand that means that's a little convenience store, grocery store thing." Oh, be prepared for ice. Ice showed up in February, and my goodness, ice everywhere, ice everywhere. Everyone, I got two where I would wind up serving. I could see our new apartment where I was going to be living for the next 3 months, and I'm just crossing the little street just to get to my house with all my luggage, and I just slip on the ice because they don't clear the ice off the road. Slip on the ice, fall flat on my tail. I'm just sprawled out, and there's traffic coming right at me. I'm just scrambling to get up and get across the street and not be killed on my first day at the mission field. Yeah. Oh, and again, funny story. You will be very, 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 very tired that first day. When usually the very first night you get in the mission field, you'll spend the night in the mission president's home. We got there. I fell asleep in the car just as the mission president, President Steinagle at the time. He was just driving us around showing us things, and I just kept passing out in the passenger seat just again. And we finally get to the mission home, and they show us where our beds are, and I just immediately just went to bed. I think it was only like 8:30 or something. Usually don't go to bed until 10:30. It was 8:30, something like that. And some of the other guys were going to bed. I was done. I was out. I laid down, out like a light. Well, the APs were staying the night in the mission home as well, and they wound up having just beds in the same room as us. But they weren't as exhausted, so they stayed up until 10:30, talked to the mission president and whatnot. And I'm in bed, all the other guys are in bed, everyone's asleep. And then all of a sudden I'm awoken when somebody just walks into the room. And I assume, oh, there's people up. It is time to start the day. And so I get up just groggy and just completely out of it as can be. Everything, even my memories looking back, my memory is more like the memory of a dream than a memory of a reality of this evening. Because I got my clothes, I took a shower, and then I got out of the shower, I start walking back to the room where all the rest of the guys are. I try to make my shower quick so all the other guys could get up and shower, we could get out and go do the day, but I'm still just so tired, so tired. As I'm walking to the door, I see that the light is entirely off in the room where all the beds are. I'm thinking, wait, I thought it was time to get up. Why is everybody still in bed? I walk in the room, everyone's on their beds, knocked out. And I'm just so confused. I walk over to my bed and I sit down, and one of the APs kind of sits up and he turns to me and says, "Elder Cross, you okay?" I just turn to him and I say, "Is it morning?" He goes, "No, Elder, it's evening. It's time to sleep." I just go, immediately everybody in the room just woke up and was told what was going on and just laughed at me. It was like 10:40 or something, and I was very disappointed that I was not sleeping. But on the bright side, the next morning I didn't have to take a shower, so it all worked out. Still be very tired, very tired. Yeah. I wound up My first area was Khmelnytsky. And I do not know if Khmelnytsky is still a part of the Kiev mission or it's part of the Lviv mission, since the Kiev mission is split. But I was in the Khmelnytsky, which is a very Ukrainian area. And of course, I learned Russian. And we took an overnight train, I do believe, to get there. Bus or train? I can't remember. Anyway, we took a long trip. No, it was bus. We took a bus trip to get there. And yeah, it was interesting because I couldn't understand anything anybody was saying, and it was terrifying, but so thrilling and cool at the same time that I was finally there, starting my mission, and I can speak people in Russian, kind of, and it was great.